Alrighty. Hello, hello, hello. Alright, as usual, wait a bit at the title screen. For anyone who might already be here, couple things to discuss before we actually get into the game itself. So, first off, if at any point I sound weird or tired, that's because of two reasons. First off, I have a very minor something up with my sinuses. It might just be a cold, it might be of some sort. It's nothing to worry about if you hear me sounding sick. More importantly, if you hear me sounding tired, that is because some dumb fuck at my dorm room this previous night went ahead and, what we think happened is that someone was smoking a cigarette in the hallways of the dorm, and it set off the fire alarm at 5 in the morning when it was raining outside. So that was fun. So yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night. And I had to sleep in this morning. Anyway. Who all's here? Actually, if anyone's here, can anyone hear me at the moment? Hey, Frog. Good to see you. But yeah, so, well, aside from all the stuff I just went over, it's going pretty well, especially considering I'm running on, how much was that? I got up at noon, so about, 6 hours of sleep. On a weekend. I mean, that was fun. I barely had time for breakfast this morning, honestly. So, you know what, I think we're good to get started. So, in between last time and this time, I've calculated some shit and have figured out how we can get that one missable bit of dialogue we need. First off, let's go ahead and buy some stuff finally. First off, the waterproof case. The waterproof case, as I explained in a previous episode, basically what it does is it allows you to use your laptop while you're underwater. Note that hot springs do not count as underwater, for the record. Now, before we do any of this, let's actually talk to Mulbrook first, because she has some important information for us. First bit is basically stuff we've already done involving the Tower of the Goddess. Just telling us how to properly climb the tower. It's not super important. This next one's going to be much more important. In fact, I'm going to save these. The Chamber of Birth, you say? Mulbrook thinks that's where the 6th children lived. They were born from clay, those people. They worshipped very unique gods there. Shiva, the god of destruction. Vishnu, the god that sustains the world. Brahma, the god of creation, and others. Shiva's wife Parvati has multiple personalities, and she sometimes turns into the god of war. You want to know more about the gods in the Chamber of Birth, you say? Okay, Mulbrook try her best to teach you. There's the god of water Saraswati, the god of harvest Lakshmi, the god of scholars Ganesha, the god of blood and battle Kali, and who else? Mulbrook's sleepy. You'll have to go there and see for yourself what each god looks like. Why don't you use a magnifying glass? That's actually a hint that we can examine murals in the Chamber of Birth. And now she says some canned dialogue about the Fairy Queen, and repeats stuff we already knew that the Fairy Queen already told us, which is, when we find a puzzle that's impossible to solve, we can probably go to the fairies for assistance. Ow. Okay. So the other thing to do in the Temple of the Sun at this point is... Oh, shit. I'm still not great at double jumping. Purchase the heat-proof case. So now we can use our computer anywhere, in water or lava. Next up, we are going... See, this is why I said the Inferno Cavern is kind of a bitch to navigate before you have lava resistance from the ice cape, because look at how long it took me to get out of that that little situation there with the flying rocks and the lava pool. Imagine if the lava drained my health much, much faster. We're going to grab the ROM Space Capster. And finally, or at least I think finally, we're heading back to the Gate of Illusion. Purchase Lonely House Moving. Right. So now we go back to the Temple of the Sun. You've been living in the ruins for quite some time now. Are you able to read the La Mulana script without the help of a device? The numbers are easiest. Each number has its own meaning. 0 is nothing, 1 is beginning, 4 is death, and, 5 is rebirth, 6 is war, 7 is deceit, 8 is eternity, and 9 is ascension. I can't remember 2 and 3. That is the dialogue we needed. So, what just happened? What happened is the dialogue system in this game is really weird. Basically, which dialogues you get are based on a point system. for in-game objectives. Certain puzzles and bosses increment your points, as do softwares and all items except maps and life jewels. So in this case, I calculated where we were at and purchased the exact number of items to push us over the threshold to the dialogue that we would have otherwise basically had to keep checking for over and over again after everything else. So, okay. Now that we're done in here, we can actually start exploring some of the new places. Let's head to the Tower of the Goddess. This is a puzzle we can't solve yet. We don't have a required item. The puzzle will be explained in a bit, but we're actually here for a different reason. This is an unreadable tablet. This room. This room is not your friend. It's called the Bird's Room. It kind of sucks. So, we've actually seen a reference to a bird in the Tower of Ruin. "O great bird, give us mercy. Will crushing that hand bring us mercy?" You see the stone hand in the center of the screen on the left? If you destroy it, then you get a ladder leading you to the rest of the area. Here's the thing. Later on in the game, there's going to be a boss in that room. So, yeah. If you were to do this at too late, then you would have to deal with the hand while dodging the boss, or try to fight the boss, and every time you got knocked down, you would have to warp all the way back to the Tower of the Goddess. More importantly in this room, there's a doorway right here, which leads to a very strange room. I am a stray fairy who has been ordered to protect the secret of life. I have been protecting it ever since the day it was decided that no more life shall be created. My guest, has the day come to create life again? You who possesses vast wisdom and courage should know. You should be able to see what I cannot. Please, free me from the secret of life. Now, when we go back here after talking to that fairy, these 3 tablets show up. The grieving bird cast a spell without the mother's knowledge, so the mistakes would not be repeated and the cycle of sadness would end. The large bird cast a spell. Should the bird die, the spell shall break, and the pillar of light shall disappear. I leave this behind and pass it down, in the same state of mind as the bird with the face. The wandering lizard cast off the light. Unable to bear it, he cast it off. The light he cast off was the light of his spirit. Lamenting his ugly appearance, he cast it off. When the light returns to the lizard, the pillar of light will disappear. I leave this behind and pass it down, because I understand how the lizard felt. The shining pillars are the child's feelings, the glowing feelings of the dancing child. The reason that the feelings shine lies in a very strange treasure, a wonderful treasure that is weak yet unbending. If this treasure disappears, if everything disappears all at once, the child will be saddened and its spirit will cloud over. I leave this behind and pass it down to preserve the child's spirit. So, those pillars of light in the room where we met the stray fairy. Each of these 3 tablets corresponds to a puzzle to remove 2 of those 6 pillars. Once all 6 are removed, we'll get an item. One of these puzzles we can do right now. One of these puzzles we can't do right now at all. The third, we can do right now, but it would be a bad idea. As you can see, there is now a boss in this room. There's also a small thing here to get rid of the spikes. So I'm not actually going to do any of the puzzle right now, I just wanted to trigger it. Instead, let's solve another puzzle in advance. Ah, shit. Oh well. So this ladder leads us to a very nasty room. There is a cursed treasure hidden in the ruins. The curse will be cast on anyone who lays their hand on it. Take the red stone in hand and dispel the curse. So here's the puzzle. And this one is annoying as hell, because it's over this spiked floor with these FOEs floating around. Ah, fuck. Pushing down that ice block will melt this block of ice, so we can push down this ice block and put down a weight, then go onto here and put down a weight, which will solve a puzzle a little bit down here. So it made that floating pillar of light go away. So we can hit that pedestal. This is an unreadable tablet. Which made another pillar of light go away. So we can place this weight. Which makes that third pillar of light go away. So we can place that weight. Which creates a ladder here. So we can push this block onto this platform and create a ladder to a mini-boss, which I will not fight because I am at 25 health and under-equipped to fight him on a good day. Take your new weapon in hand and take down the wall that blocks thy way. I actually think you're right. I'm getting claustrophobic here. When we were building the tower, we decorated it with statues of goddesses, although someone made one copper statue in a different shape. If I remember correctly, that person was good at using weapons. It said they hid a treasure there that could power up weapons. Really, is it just me or is it really cramped in here? That's a small hint to a treasure that we may or may not get soon. It's a key fairy treasure, so it's a bit random. So, now that those puzzles are solved, we're going to heal and actually make some forward progress. In the Endless Corridor. I lied. First we have to go to the Mausoleum of the Giants. Long way. So, we now know the meanings of the different numbers. But we still need to know what the numbers look like. And for that, we have this tablet, which has all of our standard numbers from 0 through 9. So why does this matter? Well, when we turn the glyph reader off, we get a nice list of the numbers. You see, for the entire first, 8 lines here, it said the first child, the second child, the third child. So the first character of each of those you can read as the number set. We know the first 3. Those are the origin, birth, and life seals. The 4th one is death. It's a bit of a weird... I'm not even sure how to describe that shape, but you can see all of the numbers, right? Unfortunately, no. Cyrano is not percent. That is an 8. The 9 is a bit more complicated because it went up to the 8th child. And the last line was, let us place the spirit of the 9th child into the body of child 0. So 9 is actually going to be, well, let us place the body of the 9th child. And you can see the TH is those 2 little squiggles and a Y with a little symbol over it. So before that, we have the symbol for 9. You probably don't have to actually remember these. I'm the only one who does. But okay. With that scene, what numbers do we need? The ones that we need to remember basically right now, because they're not given to us elsewhere, is 5 for rebirth, 6 for war, 7 for deceit, 8 for eternity, and 9 for ascension. For the record, rebirth can also be read as reproduce. So, with that all done, let's head to the Endless Corridor. Men are born of the mother and live their lives. They reproduce and reproduce, helping in the mother's ascension. Go forth along the path that man is destined to walk. Yes, actually, Frog, the in-game language is internally consistent. As is the unreadable language, which I believe is actually a completely different script. Hello, MQPG, is that how I pronounce your name? Good to have someone else here. I did not know it was the regular language flip, that's hilarious. Okay, so, born of the mother, live their lives, reproduce, ascension. That's, MQ? Okay. That would be 2, 3, 5, 9 is the code. So let's take a look around. You can technically cheese this puzzle, but I actually want to solve it legit. So it looks like this 2 is going to be the first one, followed by 3. And then we're going to have to go back. Not that way. Like I said, you can cheese this puzzle, and you just have to go through the 4 doors in the correct order. It doesn't matter if you go through any other doors. They don't count for anything. But there is a way to get through while only passing the 4 doors that you need. That's 5. Nine. And congratulations. We can make our way down to the next part. Let's heal up a bit. We have Jiangshi on this level. That's one of the few monster names I actually know off the top of my head, because Jiangshi are such a like Chinese cultural icon, the hopping corpse vampires. God, they're so cool. And yeah, I've never played La Mulana X myself. But yeah, this entire puzzle, I feel, is a huge missed opportunity in both directions. Like, the fact that you can miss the hint is ridiculous, and the fact that you can accidentally solve it is also ridiculous. This down here is a much better puzzle. Run through with all thy might, or rely on wisdom to find a way. Thou chooseth thine own path. Now place the weight. Let's not do that yet. The basic idea of this puzzle is that once you place a weight, the ending of the this part of the Endless Corridor shows up, the bit where we make a ladder to the next area, but it'll disappear after a timer. So you have to find a way to get all the way around to the other side of this room, because the place that opens up is right below the pedestal, without the time running out. And the thing is, this area is designed to waste your time. Like, here, there's a pair of enemies that you have to kill. You can avoid them, but then you have to push through a door, and this platform sinks down, so that you have to waste time jumping up. This tablet. I have completed this game 100%. I have no idea what this tablet is about, what puzzle this refers to. It might be a oblique reference to the way that the Gems and Scales puzzle works, but other than that, I really have no idea. I've saved it in my text files before, just to see if there was anything that it applied to, but nothing showed up. It especially seems like a weird tablet to be hidden. Yeah. This part of it has pots to waste your time, and then these annoying stairs with spikes to keep you from jumping too willy-nilly. And there's a small shortcut here. And this tablet's very nice. Calls us foolish 4 times in a row. There's no point to that tablet. This is all it does. Yeah, you can basically tell by now, like, everything here is designed to make running through this room quickly extremely difficult. There's also a chest up here. Maybe. If anything, it's probably more likely that it's the Room of Gems and Scales, but I really have no idea. Anyway, so this is where the exit happens. So yeah, you can do it that way. This is mostly here, both as a shortcut for running through, and to make sure you're not stuck on your way back. So as I was saying, oh wait, there's a tablet I forgot behind the one-way door. as I was saying, you could run through as fast as possible with all that in 15 seconds, or you can just do this. That's what they mean by use your wisdom to find a way through. There's a way down through the floor in the same room that you start in. It's probably possible to actually run through. I have never managed it. It's just not worth it. This also opens the chest and gets us a very important item. The twin statue. So what's down here? Oh, there is a Steam achievement? Yeah. What's down here? Hell. Endure the endless trials. Welcome to Buzzsaw Hell. This is by far the goddamn worst area of the Endless Corridor. All of these buzzsaws count as spikes for damage. Which means, as I said before, they do percentage damage of your total health. Yeah, this feels like a Super Meat Boy area. Not a La Mulana area. And now the true hell. You can't touch the ground in this room. It'll teleport you back to the start of this corridor with the buzzsaws. You have to get all the way over here. Then these things shoot out of the ground to push you up into the spikes, which is very mean. There's your teleport. So, this area. After you go through all that hell, what the game immediately throws you into is a mini-boss fight. And a really nasty one spanning 4 rooms at that. I'm gonna heal before I do that. I actually really do like the Endless Corridor quite a bit. It's one of the more creative areas. But, there's a lot of stuff in it that makes it really difficult to get through. Not the least bit that the mini-boss fight comes directly on the heels of the horrible death room. To the point where I don't really feel safe going through the horrible death room to the mini-boss without a fairy. Yes, they do. That's... sorry, I should have specified that's what I meant. That there's a fairy point on the way, right before the horrible death room, that is very much appreciated, developers of La Mulana. Oh. That was not a healing fairy. There we go. I use a different place for item fairies anyway. I should probably be more careful even with a healing fairy. So here we go. The One-Eyed and Hundred-Eyed shall appear. Return with the One-Eyed and... the Hundred-Eyed shall lose its strength. Beyond that lies everything. Congratulations, we have to fight a Boo from Mario. This is Backbeard. We can't damage him yet. As I implied, he works exactly like a Boo. Oh, fuck. I screwed up. I screwed up really, really hard. I'm gonna have to lure him back. Small trick. You stay turned the same way that you were before getting on a ladder. So while you're on ladders, if you're facing towards him, Backbeard will still not move. Actually, for later. Oh. That's a great sign. So this is the 100-Eye. It's the second half of this boss fight. I just realized I'm out of weights. I'm going to have to do this again. Oh, the horses? They're actually just one enemy, but they constantly change size. I'm going to have to get more weights. That was a waste of time. Oh, good, you're still alive. What do you think? Ain't the La Mulana ruins huge? Many have gone in and never come back, but still there are lots of neat areas that no one has ever entered. Or lots of areas. I accidentally inserted a word there. I don't know why. I must be more tired than I thought I was. 20 weights. But yeah, the thing about the horses is they have 3 sizes, but they can only be damaged at their largest and smallest sizes. Yes, that's correct. Thanks, thank you. Actually, it's really nice to have someone here who can, like, fact-check me on shit. I forget, does the Book of the Dead make you immune to, the horse's death lasers, or just the Anubis ones? Okay, no, I'd need a fairy. We'll put Backbeard on the back burner for a second and solve another puzzle. Yeah, they don't really show up often enough for any real science during a regular playthrough. Maybe during a scientific playthrough sometime? Here it is, Temple of the Sun. See, the item we got partway through the Endless Corridor on that 3rd level was the twin statue. A stone statue of the legendary twins. It can break the seal of the twins. So here's what we have to do with that. First off, we have to fall back into the twin labyrinths with the time limit. I'll pause it to explain this puzzle. So that gate that you can see at the bottom of the screen that does now have like a white glowy thing in it, you can now pass through those, and they teleport you to different, like, aligned gates. Think of them like portals from, well, Portal. So what we have to do here is go through this gate. And with basically a 43 milliseconds, microseconds, I don't know which one, left, we managed to get rid of the poison in the twin labyrinths, just in time. Anyway, we're going to want the axe for the twin labyrinths because of these things that crawl along the ground. So, Twin Labyrinths. This place has very heavily, like, thematically Greek stuff going on. Statue of a hero and of the hero and twins. A statue that portrays a winged hero rescuing twins with a snake's body. Front and back. Where there's a front, there must be a back. We can activate this for something important later. There is no other use to this room. That's what activating that did. It made an up elevator appear. Otherwise, this room would be much harder to navigate. And we have the Grail Tablet for the Twin Labyrinths. Black onyx means eloquence. Purple amethyst indicates sincerity. The meanings are infused into the gemstones. Right now. Not much to say about this room. Just go across it. Well, I guess there is something to say in that it's basically an opposite copy of the room we just left. There's a lot of rooms like this. The Twin Labyrinths is called the Twin Labyrinths for a reason. It's kind of mirrored in a weird way. Also, there's something up here. This is that weird area we entered earlier, the Shrine of the Mother. An unreadable thing. A map, and a minor trap. If you stand still after getting the map, you get crushed. There's nothing else to do in this room. As we can see, this room is actually completely cut off from the rest of the Shrine of the Mother, which has a very odd, almost skull-shaped, well, shape. Let's go back to the Twin Labyrinths. So here is a minor puzzle solution from earlier. In the Boneyard of the Temple of the Moonlight, we got the hint atop the navel of Neptune. That's because there's a secret platform here. We can't do anything here, though. There's weird blue glowy skulls on the walls. The Demon Altar is where the witches gather to summon the demon. The Demon Altar is a place for prayer. 2 witches, black and white, call forth Baphomet. The right hatch is Skuld, the left hatch is Verdandi. This actually references the flooding the Tower of the Goddess puzzle from earlier. It's possible to get here before then, at which case we have something, I guess. Alright, I'm getting annoyed by these floating spirits. Let's deal with them. I always forget to get this because, like, it's a weird puzzle that is in the first area of the game, but you can't get until absurdly far later. And come to think of it, I've missed the other puzzle that's like that. So, using the life seal will open up that area. And now there's weird spirits in here. So, this tablet says, offer 3 lights to the heavens. Luckily, now that we've been through the Chamber of Extinction, we know exactly how to do that. And we get the crucifix, which basically makes these spirits non-entities. I'm trying to get one to crash into me. Yep, I didn't do anything. It just died on contact with me. So speaking of Map Street, we can actually get that right now as well. See, as you might have guessed, the Gate of Illusion is the backside area of the Gate of Guidance. Unlock the key to the corridor that runs endlessly. We know what that is. And if you remember, we couldn't actually reach the Guidance Gate's backside area door. It's over here. So now that we've hit that floor panel to make the ceiling there drop down, a ladder appears so we can get back up to it as a shortcut. And we can pick up Yagu Map Street, which is an add-on to Yagu Map that makes our map actually show us important things. Okay, so the green door I'm currently on is the door to the backside area in each location. Blue doors, I believe, are like NPC dialogue doors. brown doors on a blue background are shops. The blue and white diamond on a red background is the cross of light. That thing that we've been seeing around, that weird symbol. I'll show it off in a minute. The cup on the yellow background is the Grail tablet. And the arrows are exits out of the area into another area. This is about as upgraded as you can get the map in this game. It's possible to make the map show even more things in the second game, but we're not playing the second game right now. So, right up in the middle of that pit there, that symbol on the wall is the Cross of Light. So, since there's one in every single area of the ruins, and it's marked on the map, you might probably guess the Cross of Light's going to be important. It's not until literally just before the final boss level endgame. Right. If I didn't realize I can walk left on the surface? I'm not sure what you mean, MQ. These enemies can actually lag the game with the amount of projectiles they shoot. And the map's right here. Yes, I see. Oh no, but if you didn't realize you can walk left, you wouldn't find the hot springs. Or the double jump. And you need those. So, one thing you might notice about the Twin Labyrinths is that it's huge. Another thing you might notice is that it has 2 crosses of light and 2 grail points. The Twin Labyrinths doesn't have a backside area. It's simultaneously in the front and in the back. Essentially, it's its own backside area. They occasionally use this trick in both games, basically just once, and it's when they want to make a really, really gigantic area. Don't let that witch's green projectiles hit you, they will paralyze you. Now I always have trouble navigating the Twin Labyrinths. I think this is the right ladder. Or not. Oh. Yes, it is. The priests lived in the ruins, watching over all. The 4 priests turned their bodies to stone. Becoming philosophers, they obtained eternal life. We already knew the 4 philosophers had turned to stone, but that just confirms it. From this side, we can actually hit this block and open up a shortcut. The Ankh is always in the front. When thou findest the right spot, think carefully on where that spot is. That'll be minorly important for later on in this area. The Dance of Life. Don't lose this tablet. Record it immediately. There's that Ankh jewel that is, we know, a trap. Just turns into bats. Ankh jewels are never that easy. In fact, items very rarely appear outside of chests. I think almost never unless they're traps. Ah. Didn't mean to do that. One. As I said, I get lost in the Twin Labyrinths a lot. Okay. Some of the, those gates connect horizontally, some of them vertically. It's really, really complicated. There is a god that controls death. There is a god that absorbs life. The words that seal these powers were entrusted to an innocent girl. This is actually a hint that Mulbrook has the Book of the Dead. Something we did, like, episodes, I think last episode, but yeah, a while ago. Again, it is technically possible to get here before you get the double jump. We can't do anything in this room yet, but there is a funny little bit of trivia about this room. Those that created this contraption are fools. They mistakenly created a puzzle that could not be solved. But after all this time, it has been rewritten. Those who fail to solve this puzzle shall be punished. So, in the original version of this game, this room was actually an unsolvable puzzle, but you could bypass it anyway using the double jump. They have now changed it so that doesn't work anymore, but they've also fixed the puzzle to be solvable. However, we don't have the right item yet. Ah, fuck. Or, hold on. The Big Brother's shop is for more exclusive clientele, the Little Brother's shop is for regulars. We solved that puzzle a while ago. The bracelet is an extremely important item. We now destroy pots in one hit. The power to stop time. For thine eyes only, time will flow. Even things too quick to be seen will become visible. Ah. Oh, the Dio jokes have not even begun, Frog. Okay, I'd say enough time has passed that we can give the Endless Corridor another shot. One of the things that I do find unfortunate about this is that at a certain point in the game, sub-weapons are just less effective than holding up your shield all the time because so many enemies get projectile attacks of some sort. Okay, correct fairy. I might not talk much while doing this because I'm trying to concentrate. So just to let you know, if I go silent. It's just because I want to get fucking Backbeard and whatever the other one's name is done with. Activate Backbeard's tablet. Okay, so we've got one of those pedestals down. Now we have to go back across and get the other pedestal. This gets rid of Backbeard's invincibility. Sort of. We can only actually hit him when his eye is all the way open. The axe is by far the best weapon for this. Luckily, we get a huge buff from it, so that now we can go into the second half of this fight much better equipped. As you can see, we now have the huge horse. Okay, so Book of the Dead does not stop the horse's health drain. Invincible horses are by far the worst version of horses. Loaded pot? I actually don't know which pot here is, like, super loaded. Either way. Ah! Then I didn't notice it even happening. I think I'm... This guy should be, yeah, there we go. Basically, you just whip this guy to death. So, after all of that, what do we get? Oh, really? Damn, I should have used the axe then. I thought that I could kill him faster if I used the whip. Only the chosen may proceed. There's an absurd number of bats in this room. But yes, we are finally in the Shrine of the Mother proper. And luckily, we already have the map. Endlessness and dimensions. Tiamat distorts the two laws with her strong powers. So, a lot of rooms in the Shrine of the Mother are themed after the various guardians that we've fought, or will fight. For example, this is Amphisbaena's room, the two-headed snake, and it has Amphisbaena's wedge. That pillar blocks you off from most of the room, but then again, so do the weird skull pillars anyway. This is a treasure you can get when you have all 4 of the seals. As you can see, basically everything in this place is blocked off by skulls. It's actually very much not worth doing right now. Even though we do have to go all the way back through Hell Corridor again to get back there. Oh, the worst missable treasure in the game. Like, all of the life jewels are technically missable, but the absolute worst one is the one in the, well, that one. The one above the dragon. I really, really hate those falling floors right there. It's so mean. Like, it's definitely super mean during the poison race at the beginning, but after that it's just kind of like... It's not even mean for a purpose, it's just a dick move. This is Little Brother's shop. And by the logic of the Twin Labyrinths, if we come out here, this should be Big Brother's shop. In the first age of the sun, we were destroyed by flood. In the second age of the sun, the fourth child was destroyed by the god of the wind. In the third age of the sun, the fifth child was destroyed by the god of fire. In the fourth age of the sun, the sixth child was destroyed by a rain of blood and fire. The seventh child disappeared from their era of their own accord, thus arrived at the fifth age of the sun. Ye, the eighth child, shall be destroyed in 2015. Bit late there, my dude. As a note, this tablet was written specifically by the third children, when it refers to we. That's gone into more detail within the second game. So, the Big Brother shop only opens if you've bought enough at the Little Brother's shop, and he sells the Dragon Bone, which is a critical item. This puzzle, you have to fall onto... To get this elevator working, you have to fall onto it from at least one screen up. Bruin's room. So this is one of the two twins that we've actually been hearing about. A statue of twins said to be the last surviving descendants of the first child. Behold the Twin Labyrinths, the souls of the twins dwell here. Welcome to quite possibly the easiest mini-boss in this entire game. He just summons these weird little blue minions and flies around. He doesn't do anything else. There's a little hidden thing here, but you then have to cut open the wall to get some money. Quite a bit of money, actually. Oh. This is the Demon Altar. Zu has the face of the White King of all beasts. He imprisons the Ankh. Periton brings with him blue shadows. He shall open this place of meditation. Yeah, the thing we just killed was Periton. Zu is the much more powerful boss. And this Black Witch, I'm just going to leave her alone, because I don't really want to fight her. Ah, shit. That was too close. And this opens a thing that we will get to in a bit because I need to heal. So, again, back to the Twin Labyrinths. You're going to be spending a lot of time in the Twin Labyrinths in the mid to late game of this, because there's a whole bunch of stuff in here that you need. And we got a katana. The katana is a weapon that has an interesting niche, but is unfortunately made obsolete by the axe. The katana does an upward strike and hits things on the ground very easily. The problem is the axe hits above you and on the ground and in front of you. So it does a whole, like, thing more than the katana. They made the katana much better in La Mulana 2. To the point where it's actually a extremely valuable weapon for a good part of that game. Yeah, that's fair. I think they actually, in the second game, they actually at one point referenced the fact that most players like the axe over all other weapons. Where when you're getting the axe in La Mulana 2, one of the characters gives you a hint like, that basically goes along the lines of, hey, have you found the axe yet? Your father loved his even more than his whip. course I immediately fall for that. Why wouldn't I? This door here is a trap. From the right side, it leads absolutely nowhere, just to a one-way door back. And from the left side, you can just, like, teleport back to the Grail tablet to completely skip it. Never put a weight on that door. It's pointless. Five witches plus one more will gather, at which point Baphomet will be summoned. What if you don't have Mirai? Then we die like men. This entire gauntlet is pretty frustrating. Oh, wonderful. Well, whatever. At this point, I should probably start working towards some shit that we'll need fairly soon. I could, but I was getting frustrated with that room anyway, so I've decided to do something else. It's probably going to be equally frustrating, so that's a thing. The spalder of the weapon-wielding goddess, it is hidden beyond the goddess's gaze. Make thy way there with the small key in hand. Oftentimes, La Mulana will reference the small key. It can be confusing if you're more used to stuff like Zelda, where a small key is an item. The small key in La Mulana refers to the key fairy. Okay. This is Kamaitachi. Kamaitachi is an annoying jerk. He's based on that one yokai that's like a fox with scythes for hands, or sickles. And he does a ton of damage right now. I was hoping to avoid this, but why don't I show off a little trick? I've been doing it a couple times, but never quite this often. Actually, if we're going to do that, I'll do it in the Spring in the Sky instead. That is correct. Kamaitachi does not have iframes, but either way, I don't feel safe at this point without a source of damage mitigation. And I'm at least going to give one a shot. So here's a trick. It's called... well, it's a form of RNG manipulation. It's essentially fairy selection before you're supposed to have it. See, when you select a fairy, the pattern of flying stars lets you know which fairy it's going to be. That we just saw was the Weapon Fairy's pattern. If you go off screen before the fairy actually appears, everything resets. And since you can tell what the fairies are based on their patterns, you can just keep randomizing until you get a fairy. I have done this a few times. This is the only time I'm showing like the extent to which it can be used, because I'm specifically looking for a key fairy. There's a way later on to guarantee fairies from fairy points of a specific type, but doing this earlier is, yeah. That pattern, which is the Weapon Fairy's pattern inside the Health Fairy's pattern, is the Item Fairy's pattern. But yeah, there is, I believe MQ is right, only about a 1 in 20 chance of getting a key fairy. The most annoying thing about this is that because the fairy get music resets, that's the key fairy. Because the fairy get music resets the area's natural music, you get to hear the first few notes a lot. Okay. So we're going to go to the Gate of Illusion. Hopefully I've set this up properly. I think I did. Yes, I did. By using a key fairy here, we get the fairy clothes. The fairy clothes cuts all incoming damage in half. It's an exceedingly important item. It's also completely possible to beat the game without the fairy clothes. It's pretty hellish, though. Alright, now that we have that, sorry, what's ace? I'm not familiar with some of this terminology. Ah. I'm probably not going to be getting the all-characters ending. I don't feel it's super worth it. And it would require me to think a bit too much to make things entertaining for a stream audience. I most likely will be... well, wearing a swimsuit, if you know what I mean, at some point. Ah, shit. Turns out I'm just bad. Let's try Kama Itachi again. And there we are. And now we get the bombs. The bombs are one of the single most complex and dangerous sub-weapons in the entire game, and you're not really supposed to use them on monsters. It's me! It's an explosion! If you got a hold of a bomb, if you throw the bomb, it'll fly in a slight upwards kind of arc, so you'll be in trouble if you throw it in a tight spot. You can also roll it on the ground by throwing it while holding down. Okay. So we start off with 5 bombs. Doing that opens this part of the level up to the other half of the Graveyard of the Giants. So now we don't have to go through the Tower of the Goddess to get here. Okay. Perfect. So, we're going to temporarily turn on the Snapshots app. Huh. Okay, yeah, that is actually pretty cool. Alright, so that weird symbol there, scan the image and have it translated. This gives us Enga Musica, which is, well, it's the sound test mode. Well, part of it at least. We need to have an upgrade to get all of the music, but we can basically listen to anything we want. Like, the surface music. It's not useful for any puzzles, and once again, completely missable. But it's cool. Oh yeah, Bonga Wonga is the shop music. Basically, all the music here is the stuff that you get from the front side areas in like the first part of the game. I've never used a randomizer for this game. I don't really even know how randomizers work, so... Okay, now that we have that... Oh, fuck. Actually, I'm gonna go get at least 15 more coins before I actually do this part of the puzzle. Where's the best place to get coins at this point? Ah, yes. So, I just accidentally hit part of the background open. This is for that lizard and the light puzzle that we're not doing yet, because I don't have the proper items at this point. Wait, what? Another key fairy randomly. Hold on. Okay. So we had that clue about the small key with the weapon-wielding goddess. It activates this chest, which gives us the Spalder. Spalder makes your weapons give off trails of light. Which does extra damage. Technically, that's 2 key fairies in a row, since I haven't gotten a fairy between the last one and this one. So, yeah. And I admit I manipulated for the last one, but this one was just... I was hoping I would get a health fairy so I could get my health back, but I got a key instead. And, the Spalder. Alright, now let's actually do what I meant to do. Now I think... Oh, shit. Apparently not. This is something I don't know. I don't actually know how to get through this wall. Is it... No? Katana... Really? Oh my god. On the one hand, it's really impressive that, like, you just know that. You probably know this game even better than me, actually. But on the other hand, Jesus Christ. I never even knew that existed, and now that I know, I kind of hate it. Luckily, it does give me a lot of bombs, though. I am just trying to get a bit more money, though. I was hoping for, like, a coin pot that I hadn't found yet. But it looks like I might just have to, like, wait for some coin drops or try to get a item fairy. I'll just wander around the labyrinth some more. I'll try that this run again. At the very least, it's good to know about that thing, so I won't have to worry about buying bombs. Okay. Reveal the light to the grieving twins. Reveal the light to a world destroyed. The hero confers light upon the twins as they hold up the world. I should probably save that. So, reveal light to the twins. Demon Lord of Hell, Beelzebub, he who guards the 8 souls in front of the Mother. That's not actually an important tablet. There we go, okay. Now we have exactly enough. I don't actually have to go back through here, I can just go over here. And here's the other twin. Just put stuff on top of these pedestals. A weight pedestal on one. And words got away from me there. Chant a spell to the spirit that holds the secret elixir that gives shape to the spirit. I'm gonna save that one. I'll just go the normal way. Right, it's this one. So we go through here. Here. Right. So, as you can see, 3 boxes, 3 spots for them. The original reason this puzzle was unsolvable was because of the positioning of the boxes, that they would end up basically landing next to each other. But in this version, we can just bomb that bit away. Actually, no, we can do that before. The issue was this. When you pushed this block like this, suddenly you wouldn't be able to access basically anything. It would be very, very complicated problem. Here, they've added a trapdoor just for you. That trapdoor makes this puzzle solvable. Oh, right, it's 200 coins, not 300. I am an idiot and spend a lot of time doing stuff I didn't need to. But yeah, this gives you access to a shop that sells you the Lamp of Time, which can stop time. Don't play pranks, okay? It's me. So you bought the Lamp of Time. It seems using that you can stop time for a little bit. But once you use it, it loses its power. Hey Zelpud, little apostrophe there. That you probably shouldn't have. It loses it is power. You may be able to use it again when you manage to light the lamp. So you use these little sun, star, moon things here to actually light the Lamp of Time. And here's the thing, Frog. Za Warudo! Soshite Toki wa mokidasu. It is literally the world. And this is something I didn't realize. Apparently these lamplighter areas don't instantly respawn once you have used the lamp. And here's the thing. This is that other boss, Zoo, who stops time and throws knife-sharp feathers at us. Yes, that is actually how you're supposed to beat Zoo. You have to stop time at basically the same time he does. Also, you can teleport out inside the stop time, so that's a thing. Apparently, alongside the heat-proof case and waterproof case, we have a time-proof case. Sorry, window got away from me there. But yes, you can stop time within the stop time, but it's also entirely possible, and you even get a Steam achievement for it, to beat Zoo without stopping time. In fact, the Steam achievement is straight up called Stop Him Without Stopping Time. Yeah, it's not worth trying for fighting him without the stop time. At least not during a stream. I gave my best shot. Wrong way. Oh. I almost tried for a third time because I forgot to actually refill my lamp here. I still have a problem with the timing on this guy. I can never tell when he's actually about to stop time. And you see, he's immune to the stop time himself unless you stop it at the same time as him. Nope. One of the other problems I have with the with using the Lamp of Time myself is that I always forget where the damn refill stations are. Because I don't believe they're marked on the map. I think there's one in the Graveyard of the Giants. Oh shit! I accidentally activated a coin chest, but then scrolled off screen. All those coins aren't coming back. Okay, Tower of Ruin left 2 rooms. What? I thought I saw Sean again for a moment there. Yeah, there it is. You're right. Ah. I thought I was going to do a time stop. I was hoping to get a hit in on him when he did some feathers, but then he time stopped instead. I almost wonder whether I'm supposed to have like a bit more health before taking on Zoo or not, but I'm probably just bad. That's the thing. The thing I always liked best about La Mulana was the puzzles. The boss fights tend to grate on my nerves. As I've said before, it's a huge problem in 2 that one of the bosses is almost entirely RNG based. And can end up knocking you down a pit really, really fast if you don't do very specific inputs. This may be the rest of the stream, guys. I really can't progress too much further if I can't defeat Zoo. I'm just really bad at this boss. Sorry. Well, we're fighting Dio. That's basically what's going on. Also, yes, hi Xeno. Don't worry too much about it. Anything you missed, it'll be up highlighted anyway. Right now, we're trying to fight a boss that stops time. There, got it! Finally! Yada yada daze. So, this place also has a hidden thing in the wall, but this time it's a pedestal for a weight. And we get another life jewel, finally increasing our life. And now we have to murder all the cute little witches to make David sad. Get fucked, Metalia. And doing that has now opened up the Ankh. By the way, for the record, I've been referring to all those enemies as witches. But they actually do have separate names. I think it's like... I don't remember which is which, but it's like druids, witches, warlocks, and sorcerers. Or something like that. They're all basically synonyms of, like, magic users. I think the druids are the ones that paralyze you. And I'm pretty sure that the ones who shoot the lightning at you are the actual witches. But don't quote me on that. So, why don't we see what the Demon Altar has for us? Baphomet. The first phase of Baphomet is pretty similar to how the entire fight was in the original game. Baphomet just kind of stands here, occasionally shoots fire and lightning. It actually makes a lot of sense because Baphomet was often associated with witches and with, like, feminine evil mysticism. But okay, yeah, after we've hit them enough, some witches spawn, making this fight infinitely more annoying, and also Baphomet actually turns into a full-on demon. Even after you kill the witches, they come back after a while, which is annoying. Oh shit, this attack. Ah. Yeah, I probably shouldn't actually be fighting Baphomet right now, is the thing. I got further than I expected. I had expected to go in and, like, instantly die just to show off how tough Baphomet was, but I almost actually managed it. So let's put Baphomet on the back burner for a bit, especially considering I'm sort of trying to do the bosses in their proper order, and Baphomet is the 7th boss. We are only on the 5th. On the other hand, the time stop can be used for something else. Well, actually, a couple of the things. First off, let's refill our lamp. Actually, even before that, I'd say it's probably time to actually make some progress in the Temple of the Mother. Or Shrine of the Mother. Once again, we make our way through Hell Corridor. You didn't see this, Xeno, but these fucking buzzsaws are basically the worst thing ever. Luckily, this time we don't actually have a mini-boss fight. There's also a Lamp of Time recharge station here, in case you needed a Lamp of Time recharge station in the single most inconvenient spot imaginable. So the first thing blocking our progress in the Shrine of the Mother are these pillars of skulls blocking the way. So this time, let's go down here. These little ram horn guys are called Pan. They will be blocking our path quite a bit. This is a interesting chest. You have to hit it with sub-weapons. And you get Bounce Shot, which, as I recall, increases the power of sub-weapons. So, I guess that makes sense. The Mother holds the power of life. This power shows itself when the soul is shattered. This is the secret treasure of life. So there's V's wedge. Oh, okay, that's what bounce shot does? Okay, then that's much, much, much worse than I thought. But okay, so there was a tablet earlier in the game that basically said, take the Dragon Bone in hand, let the map guide its placement. If you take a look at the map, there's definitely a fairy point here with Yagu Map Street, but there's also a little symbol that we haven't seen before of what looks like a horned skull. That is because we were supposed to put the dragon skull here to get rid of all of the pillars of faces in the Shrine of the Mother. In return, we get the Grail Point. And we also meet Beelzebub. Beelzebub right now does nothing except turn into flies when we attack him. He's standing in front of this weird-ass gate. This room's pretty funny. Yeah, that hint's kind. The nice thing about this game is that they give you hints for even like some of the more obvious puzzles. There's a hint for every single puzzle in this game somewhere, but a lot of times they're just too cryptic to figure out. Sleep within the woman. Okay. That's certainly a thing you can say. Oh, you actually need both map softwares equipped and the shrine map? Oh, that's mean. We were born of this land. We were the seventh born. Gradually, the mother was forgotten. So that would be the seventh children writing. Fun fact, these little fire-breathing dragon dudes are actually called Enkidu. Ah, fuck. These shiny dogs, I guess you could call them. They are an annoying enemy to beat because you have to hit them a whole bunch of times and they always teleport away. Luckily, killing one of them kills all of the copies. The land watched over by 8 spirits. Whoa, that treasure chest wasn't there before. Now here's something interesting. That pillar that came down, in the original game, you would just use the Lamp of Time to get through that pillar beforehand. For the record, that's Elmac's wedge over there. Thing is, this pillar is immune to the Lamp of Time in the remake. So instead, we have to go back and talk to the Elder. Did you find the diary? What? The treasure chest is hidden in a place that you can't get to. I see. Your father's a smart man. He must have gotten a good handle on the traps in the ruins. Okay, got it. Let me figure something out. Alright, so, Zelpa will take some time figuring stuff out. So let's try and talk to him again, see if he's figured anything... Elder Zelpud? Where are you? Okay. What? It looks like Zelpud figured something out. Holy shit. And we get the our father's diary. Elder, are you gonna be all right like that? All right. I guess we can. Oh. Oh shit. Elder Zelpud? Well, at least we got the diary, I guess? Damn. We can't actually read the diary, weirdly enough. Are you sure, Xeno? I mean, he seems like he got super crushed there. I mean, we can go back to his tent, but I don't... Oh, so you're back. What's with that face? I told you, you don't need to worry about me. I'm an invincible old man. Now then, it looks like you found your father's diary. Alright. I'll explain everything. We are descendants of a race who sees the departing off. We're the seventh children of the mother. We're the ones who sent off the last race to spring forth from and thrive in these ruins, or rather, the mother. That's you, the last race, the eighth children, the humanity of present day. We're in charge of sending you all off. All of mankind and civilization were born here. Take this, the Mulana talisman. I heard that if you have this, you can get your hands on the cursed treasure. Well then, go see the four philosophers in your father's stead. You want me to repeat that? Go meet the four philosophers. Alright, see you soon, MQ. So yeah, Elder Zelpud's awesome, guys. Anyway, now that we have the Mulana talisman, which is now there in our inventory, instead of the talisman in our father's diary, I think it's actually easier to go the other way. We can actually get a specific treasure. Funnily enough, the shield is mostly stated to block projectiles, but the even though he'll immediately walk into you after it and do contact damage, Pan's like flying kick there counts as a projectile. And thus can be blocked with the shield. The philosopher reveals the path only to the chosen one. In these depths dwells a great spirit. So, of course, we have to open that. And this weird circle around the chest indicates it's cursed, which means that if we try to open it, it will hurt us unless we have the Mulana talisman equipped. And we get the crystal skull. I know exactly what joke, like, half of you are about to make. Save it for a sec. Oh, he said a thing I wasn't expecting. Our race has continued to protect the ruins, following the teachings of the four philosophers that sleep within the ruins. The four philosophers realized the mother's wish to return to the skies was not possible. Instead, they hoped to give her a peaceful death. This is the conclusion that we, the 7th children, at last settled on. It's sad, but we gotta entrust this task to you, the 8th children. I guess it just goes to show that children will someday leave their parents. Your father was after the mother's crystallized spirit, the secret treasure of life. I hope that you can obtain it in your father's place. You want to hear that again? Okay, then. Alright, now... That a crystal skull? That's what folks call an out-of-place artifact, ain't it? It was made by chiseling a single piece of crystal. People still haven't figured out how these things were made so perfectly. There's a famous one at a museum in some country called England. I think they made a lousy movie out of one, too. What? No, I don't know what it's for. Yep, lousy movie, crystal skull. Ha ha ha. What I'm more annoyed about, and if you'll allow me to go on a very... yes, Zeno? Okay, the original game came out before Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The remake came out after it. But okay, he mentioned a phrase there, out-of-place artifact. if you allow me to go on a small rant for a moment about something stupid. Out-of-place artifacts are a field of... Okay, you know the term pseudoscience? A more specific field is pseudo-archaeology. Essentially, ancient aliens bullshit, ancient cultures having advanced technology and time travel and all that. Out-of-place artifacts are a big thing about that, and the Crystal Skull is one of the more famous ones. That it was apparently found in these ruins, I think, in Central America. And, like, theoretically it's carved out of a single piece of crystal using, like, laser cutting techniques that... Oh man, how could the ancient Mayans or whatever have possibly known about that? It must have been aliens. And it's like... First off, ancient cultures are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. Like, people talk about the Antikythera mechanism, which is another famous out-of-place artifact. Like, it's super impossible that ancient people could have figured out clockwork. Clockwork's not that hard. It's hard because of the size of the gears, but wheels making other wheels spin and teeth making other teeth make wheels turn is not a hard concept. And definitely not impossible considering that ancient people probably had about the same, general intelligence that we do today. Just, with all sorts of different topics. Honestly, the one that offends me the most is the Baghdad Battery, which is, they found this, clay pot with a, copper tube and iron stick inside of it that, when filled with salt water, makes a tiny bit of electricity, and we think that, oh, ancient people somehow had electricity and all that. But here's the thing. That's also just how you stored scrolls. You wrap it around an iron rod, slide it inside a tube of a different metal so that you can protect it, and then, to keep the whole thing from rusting, you put it inside a clay pot and stack it on a shelf. 1 watt of electricity that you might get from this setup using very specific materials is not proof of anything. So yeah, TLDR, pseudo-archaeology is a stupid field and I don't like it. Okay, back to La Mulana. So this is where we want to use the Crystal Skull. I did the opposite of what I should have been doing. It makes a ladder there. And where does this lead? Welcome to true hell. Also, welcome back, MQ. This is the dimensional corridor. Oh shit. I accidentally clipped through the floor there. I don't know how. That's called a raindrop. I can never reproduce these kinds of tricks. I am not a speedrunner. So, what's the problem with the dimensional corridor? It seems pretty easy. I mean, look, there's the Grail tablet right there. Behold the dimensional corridor, the closed-off space created by Tiamat. Here's the reason the dimensional corridor is hell. I can't warp out of here. The entirety of the dimensional corridor disables the Holy Grail. That's half the problem. The other half is that the gimmick of the dimensional corridor is boss rush. There are, so you know how, like, Tiamat's the mother of all these things, and there's, like, the 13 children of Tiamat? Yeah, we have to fight all of them. That thing we just killed was Gerda Blilu, the scorpion woman. And that leads us to the third problem. Mini-bosses respawn in the dimensional corridor. If you don't know about the item fairy trick, you can actually farm coins here by repeatedly killing Gerda Blilu, but I'm not going to do that. So, and also, for a lot of mini-bosses, the doors lock behind you, so you have to go through a gauntlet of them to get back out. And since you can't warp out, the only way forward, the only way out of this area is through this door, which unceremoniously drops us in the endless corridor. So, if you didn't catch all that, here's the short version. Fuck the dimensional corridor. We are not going to deal with that bullshit yet. Our next destination is going to be the Tower of the Goddess. Fun fact here, if you fall down the tower something like 10 times, a shortcut opens up. So here's the thing. We have to stop time here so we can reach here before our crusher closes it off. This gives us a ladder. Which gives us access to this shop, which we will need later because Miracle Witch is an extremely important ROM. And this lets us fall through. So now that we have the Crystal Skull, we're going to actually go through one of my favorite areas in the game. Which it probably shouldn't be. My actual favorite area is actually the Temple of the Sun and its associated backside area. But these areas have annoying bits, but are ultimately pretty fun. So yes, this is the Chamber of Birth. For the record, the background music here is called Song of Curry. Or something along those lines. It mentions curry pretty prominently. This is the land where life is born. Praise life and a large clay doll is born. A clay doll that protects the golden key. So, right now I'm using the axe. I'm going to switch away from it in a bit because This is one of the few areas that actually disincentivizes using the axe. So the first thing we need to do is there's a weird little pedestal here and a snake on the wall. We will take the serpent staff and place it on the pedestal. This draws the wall back there and reveals a portal. Then we head back up. And before I forget, there's a skull-shaped indentation on the wall. If we use the crystal skull in front of it, it opens up a ladder. You're starting to see the theme of the Chamber of Birth, aren't you? So, the murals in here are all of deities from the Hinduist pantheon. Hindu pantheon. A mural that likely depicts the deity Brahma from Indian mythology. One of the supreme gods, he is the god of creation. Women cultivate life. Men put their lives on the line to get women. Beyond the many corpses a woman waits. Alright, La Mulana. You do you. We're running out of space. Luckily we can get rid of some of these soon. These little elephant creatures are called behemoths. Be prepared for death. Women shall not yield to he who flees, overcome with courage and wisdom. So these are interesting. An altar-like object that looks like something should be placed on it. The word birth is written on the inside wall. This is the same, but with the word death instead of birth. So this portal brings us out here. And these ninjas keep jumping out of the walls. Okay, so I think I may have missed the tablet somewhere. Or no. I'm an idiot. Okay. We needed to get a clue somewhere else first. See, there's a spot I missed where we've actually gotten two separate areas of the Chamber of Birth. The other one we actually reached through this part of the Graveyard of the Giants. If we go down here, we end up here. Ah, another Rosetta Stone. The cycle continues. The mother destroys the ill-favored child and gives birth to a new child. She repeats this until her wish is granted. Here's Saraswati, the goddess of the arts. And this room has a giant sword that comes out of the ground. The wall at which the god who sustains the world points. There lies a bright light within the darkness, a bright light that will obliterate the darkness. Unreadable. Thou shalt not make it with thine power. This is a puzzle that we can't do right now. Strike the wedge, disturb the mother's slumber. Only then shall the shrine of the mother show its true form. So, here's a couple puzzles we can solve right away. First off, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to pose this question to you specifically, Frog, because you say you love Indian mythology. The god who sustains the world shall disperse the darkness. They mentioned God who sustains the world twice. So, any guesses as to who that god is, Frog? It's Vishnu, one of the supreme gods, the sustainer of the world. Ah, fuck. Yeah, that's a thing in the Chamber of Birth. Elephant statues are sacred, so don't hit them. So, Vishnu here is pointing with a shell in his hand, as well as these lights from the Chamber of Extinction, to this part of the wall. This activates something. Let's delete some of these things. Mulbrook also straight up tells you that Vishnu is the god that sustains the world in her go-over of the deities. Vishnu beheaded Ashura with a weapon like a ring of light. I'll go ahead and save that. Oh, fuck! Elephants are sacred. Elephants are sacred. Saraswati. Okay. So this can be destroyed and you get a thing. This is a bit of a funny puzzle, because if you hold on to this, it drops on the other edge. And you get a Parvati's room. There's a locked chest in here, a whole bunch of corpses, and a pedestal. Well, if you remember, the goddess of the mountain changes her form into the goddess that loves blood and war. To assuage her anger, thou must get down on the ground and pray. Shiva's wife Parvati has multiple personalities, and she sometimes turns into the god of war. Beyond the many corpses a woman waits. Be prepared for death. Women shall not yield to he who flees, overcome with courage and wisdom. And let me just check this. It doesn't actually specifically say that she's a mountain goddess, but I assume that's correct. So, we put this here, and then we're trapped in this room with the ceiling descending. What we have to do, though, is put a weight on one of the corpses. The farthest one to the right. At which point, we can walk across the top. Also, I forgot to actually show it, but you probably saw the while the spiked ceiling is coming down, that mural of Parvati turns into a mural of Kali. And we get a woman statue. This is what most of this stuff has been leading towards. A woman-shaped doll. Let's go show it to Zelpud. There's a clay figurine known as the woman statue. The form is actually pretty sexy. I may be old, but I can still kick it. Thank you, Zelpud. So, now that we've got all that, let's delete the ones we don't need. And clean this up quite a bit. So now comes the really funny part of this entire subquest, because while the woman statue is an important item, it's not what we need right now. See, that little alcove that talked about birth in the Chamber of Birth? That's actually what we need the woman statue for, but not as it is. A meeting of man and woman. Inside the man, the seed of life is born. You know what else is referred to constantly as male and female? The Temple of the Sun and the Temple of the Moon. Oh, suddenly there are all these little, things floating around in the Temple of the Sun. Huh. The woman shall be with child when within the man. You just have to keep using the woman statue. Obtained the maternity statue. A statue shaped like a pregnant woman. Use it with the item button to unlock a certain seal. Yeah, no, that absolutely is sperm. We just got a statue pregnant. Okay. Let's just go back to the Chamber of Birth. Okay. I'm sorry, Mizo, I honestly don't even know what to say after, like, ghost sperm is an actual thing. This game does not pull its punches in any way whatsoever. So in the meantime, let's get one of the most important softwares in the game. Miracle Witch. What Miracle Witch does is affect fairy points. The way it works is that Miracle Witch combined with 3 other softwares will guarantee a specific fairy from any fairy points. So, as MQ said earlier, let's turn off Scanner and Enga Musica for a bit. Miracle? Well, Miracle plus Mirai does its own thing. Miracle plus Bounce Shot will guarantee an attack fairy. Miracle plus Capstar will, I believe, guarantee an item fairy. And Miracle with Mechary Master is the most important one because that's the one that I believe guarantees a key fairy. We'll turn it off for now, but yeah, we will get a lot of use out of this. Also, there's only 4 more softwares left. Wiki says it makes the respawn timer half as long. I don't think there is a combination for healing fairies, because you generally get a healing fairy from fairy points anyway. Like, what was it, 65% chance over 1/2? So first thing we'll be using the maternity statue for is over here. Not the pepper. It opens up a chest. Chest gives us the map. Map tells us what the Chamber of Birth looks like. And now, in the birth slot, we place the maternity statue. In the death slot, we place the dragon bone. This creates a small infinity symbol in the middle of this endless pit. Yeah, I don't. It's not super important to mention, but yeah, the map station can be unlocked with the woman statue as well as the maternity statue. Everything else is unlocked solely by the maternity statue. As for that infinity symbol in the middle, for that one, you're going to want the endless key. This puts a chest there, but we can't actually do anything with it yet. We have to hit it from the other side. Here's the important part. Vishnu beheaded Ashura with a weapon like a ring of light. This is Ashura's room. This looks like a ring of light to me. So the chakram, to remind you of its behavior, fires and then it comes back. During its coming back, it will actually follow your current position. Which means you do that. There's then two ways you can go. The first way is like this. This way will take you back up and around, past two ladders, both of which we have now opened. And to the Grail tablet in the Chamber of Birth. The Tree of Life is the source of all life. The clay dolls become human. And in case you were wondering how you get back to the regular setup, little trapdoor there. But at this point, something interesting happens. So we can jump across here, go back through the portal, go through the Ashura area, but then if we jump up here, there's a second portal which brings us up here. The golden glow shall deflect the thinly stretched light. Like I said, Chamber Birth's one of my most favorite areas. I like the use of a whole bunch of items. The only problem with that is that the items do require a bit of backtracking. Here is probably one of the funniest and honestly best puzzles in this area. Alright, so I'll just show you what this next screen looks like first. This one just tells us to use the crystal skull to get to the dimensional corridor. Ganesha. A mural that likely depicts the deity Ganesha from Indian mythology, god of scholarship. Examining and learning about the god of scholarship solves a puzzle. Okay. Excuse me for a moment. My apologies. More things we can't read. Lakshmi, the goddess of beauty. I don't actually remember how to progress from here. I would have thought it would be this teleporter here, but it doesn't appear to be. That just brings me back. Oh well. We have another pressing matter to attend to anyway. So once again, let's put the Chamber of Birth a bit on the back burner and go back to the surface. First off, we still have to show the maternity statue to Elder Zelpud. Because yes, it counts as a different item. Hey, the woman statue. Her belly looks swollen, like she's pregnant. I ain't into married women. Thank you, Zelpud. See... Okay. I don't think I noted it down here, unfortunately. But there's a tablet somewhere that says the sound of the ocarina shall only be heard by a woman with child. And that's the other reason we need the maternity statue. Let me check. Yep, that's correct. The sound of the ocarina may be heard only by a woman with child. We can finally solve this puzzle. We couldn't do it before because of the lack of a double jump, but now we can use the maternity statue here to create a ladder, which will drop us into here. The uterus carving on the wall. And the same carving that's shown here. Sleep within the woman. So, how do we sleep? And we get the ocarina. As a fun note, this chest spawns already open, because if we had to whip it like any of the other chests, then, well, weapons are forbidden in the Moon Pyramid. Now that we have the Philosopher's Ocarina, remember those rooms we went into that just had statues in them and nothing else? I commend you for reaching me, Chosen One. I am Alzadana, one of the 4 philosophers. I am the philosopher of death. I will reveal to you one of the mysteries of these ruins. We have long slumbered to grant the mother's wish. The mother descended to this land from the sky. We do not know from where exactly she came, but the mother wished to return home. The mother had lost her ability to move, and so gave birth to many children. This is the origin of humanity. Mankind was born to return the mother to the skies. They gained knowledge in these ruins, departed to the world outside, and searched for the means to take her back while themselves thriving. Yes, these ruins are the mother herself. It is impossible to send the mother home to the skies. If her wish cannot be granted, the best we can do is give her eternal sleep. Shall I repeat that? Chosen One, set the mother free from her sadness. That is our only wish. We've seen 2 other philosophers in different parts of this game. I commend you for reaching me, Chosen One. My name is Samaranta, one of the 4 philosophers. I am the philosopher of power. The mother's soul sleeps within the shrine of the mother, and that is where the last Ankh lies. The last red light will reveal its true form. You who have traveled through these ruins, your strength will put the mother to rest. We, the 4 philosophers, have been blocking 3 paths. My path has been opened. Seek Phobos and Giltorio for the other paths. Shall I repeat that? I'm actually going to save that for later. For just a small reason. And delete this. And delete this. And this. Go forth on your path, chosen one. Now, as he said, he has opened up something for us. He's opened up the way to this room. This room houses the final whip upgrade. It is also a one-time only puzzle, so we're not going to do it yet. And this is a good opportunity. Miracle and Mechary. Automatic Key Fairy. All right. Are you all ready for this? Because this is going to be something really awesome. Key Fairy has just opened up a door for us. Welcome to the Gate of Time. Welcome to La Mulana. Classic. This is the exact art style of the original game. Bud, Migera, Led, and Foot built a flying tower to return the mother to the sky. 8-bit is so hard to read. This is an 8-bit world, a meaningless world where you're free to go down memory lane. Small note, unlike the spikes in the new version, these spikes damage you from all angles, so be careful. In order to hold up the Earth, Zeb stopped moving. You've already read that. I don't feel like writing anymore. Little thing here. I think that, yeah, this works. This ladder actually leads us in a small shortcut to the Tower of the Goddess. It's entirely possible to get through there without beating V. You can sequence break pretty hard with the Gate of Time. Do I have to? Behold the Gate of Time, an ancient world from times past. There's nothing written here anymore. What don't you understand about that? But look, we figured there would be some people who would be upset about the lack of bonuses, so we made this. Will you let it slide? By the way, the fields that were selected for the Gate of Time were chosen based on data gathered in our user surveys. What player-conscious developers we are! We were too lazy to remake the enemy's movements and this text, so we didn't. I always love it when games do things like this. Little shout-outs to the old version and the remake. Oh, rain dropped again. The new Doom game does the same thing with its, like, classic levels, and it's always really cool. So many stone tablets. It's a pain to take notes on each one. Man, you guys are troopers playing a game like this. The Two Brave Souls. Quiet Solitude. A rock that reaches a high place. You even get brand new puzzle hints. I don't actually know what this is a hint to, and it's not important. Okay. What was written here? I can't remember. Ah. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Be good, kids, and keep buying Meguro games. Imagine if you'd taken all this time to get to the very depths and found nothing. That would have been funny. Fun fact, there's a little bit of a trick here. At least I think it's... Is it in this version? I guess not. Oh yeah, because you can't go over a screen. Behold the Gate of Time. Unfortunately, this is not a Holy Grail tablet. Ah, yes. Those stone faces on the outside wall used to be the tomb of Ultra Magnus. Seriously, fucking Transformers face. And here's the classic music. Mr. Explorer. Can't go any further on this screen. Whoa, what's this mural? It's an 8-bit. What in the world are you doing? That reminds me, the belt in my retro PC's disk drive is all stretched out. By the way, I've hidden the original La Mulana software somewhere, just for kicks. Look for this 8-bit world. I'm heading back to the colorful world now. Catch you later! Zelput's not kidding. When he says he's hidden the original La Mulana software, remember how all of the game softwares we're getting are old Negro games, like Miracle Witch, Future Development Company, Mecha Remaster. Well, La Mulana. Combined with a, I think Death Village, actually. No. Must be, oh yeah, Move. Combined with Lonely House Moving, this software powers up the whip, making it stronger. Let me actually see if I turn Guild off, which isn't really all that important at this point in the game. Yeah, I can put Mirai on. Nice. And now, that's it for the Gate of Time, but we can do one more little thing. Just absorb this atmosphere, and let's see how far we've come. Absolutely beautiful. Right, where were we? Oh yes, Chamber of Extinction. Okay, so doing that puzzle in the Chamber of Birth made a new thing. A new seal appear there. Which means we have to go through the Hell Wall again. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll stop at around 6. Oh, shit. Okay, forgot about that part. Unlocking the Gate of Time gets rid of the light that used to be there. There we go. And here we go. That raised up a giant chandelier of lights, which essentially, now the Chamber of Extinction is lit forever. And you know what, actually? At this point, I don't have anything left that's, like, super easy to do. So, I think this will be the end of the stream for today. Let me just get back to the surface. Oh, wait. Actually, I'll try out that thing that, MQ mentioned. Did you say it was here? I mentioned earlier that, next room to the left. Ah. There we go. Thanks. And what the hell? One last key fairy. Just to show this off. This key fairy we can take into the spring in the sky. Wait for the platform, hoping the key fairy doesn't despawn. Activate this shop, which sells basically nothing. Then make an explosion in front of the shop to change its stock. And once you've done that, if you've somehow missed the guild software or the shell horn, you can buy them here. But more importantly, you can buy Rose and Camellia, an extremely important software that is too expensive for us right now. All right, now for real. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to the stream. It's been a blast today. I had a ton of time to stream about as much as wanted. MQ has been super helpful with a bunch of stuff that I didn't know about the game. It's always nice to have someone who's an expert on the game you're streaming in the stream so they can back you up on stuff. For the record, regarding my schedule, MQ, if you want to come along again, I stream this on Sundays, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'll see if I can send you that scheduling stuff later, so that you can know how to come next time. Again, thanks so much for coming, everyone. It has been an absolute blast. Hopefully, unless something else comes up, it will be same time next week. As always, you can get major updates on my my Tumblr. That's Battlersexual at Tumblr. And yeah, that's about all I wanted to say. So. See you later, fellas.